All right. What's up, everybody? My name's Bliss. I'm glad to be commentating this race. Unfortunately, Epiphany is not here, so hopefully he's all good. But looks like we're flying solo today, so I guess I'll be doing a little bit more chat interaction than anything else. But we definitely have a good one: Splazergames and Red Mountain. Um, I think Blazer got a mid 57. And Red Mountain got a high 57, so it should be a pretty good race. And they're basically almost already synced. Don't forget to mention E10. Don't worry, dude, I'll never forget, because that is my favorite D's Nuts joke. Little housekeeping things, you'll see that both runners are playing on JP, Japanese. Basically, the playing on JP saves you about 25 seconds just in mashing on text, and there's one JP exclusive text kit that we use twice. And I don't know if the timer's just off, but it seems like... Never mind, that's about right. For anyone that has never seen Luigi's Mansion, premise of the game is that Luigi just gets a letter in the mail, and it's like, yo, dude, guess what? You won a mansion. Which, honestly, that's not very far off from all the scams that happen today. So he goes and finds said mansion. Turns out it's been bombarded and bamboozled by tons of ghosts. And he has to meet up with his old man, who gives him a vacuum. And the vacuum catches ghosts. Really weird, makes no sense, but it's a great game. You'll see that they're about to do a couple doubles. This is the first part where you might see a little bit of time loss if they miss these doubles, but fortunately they both had a really clean first double. Oof. And I kind of cursed Splazer with that one. It's actually faster to not grab the double in this room, because the ghost on the right, that right golden ghost, causes the next wave to spawn, and it's a lot quicker just to grab him and then grab the next one, because you still have plenty of time in between that. Yeah, and that second double in Answer Room definitely got Splazer a little bit of a lead, but it looked like, sorry, Red Mountain a little bit of a lead, but it looks like Splazer was a little bit faster in general. So after clearing those first 3 rooms, you get the key to go back down the hallway, and you start getting the portrait ghosts. Throughout the mansion, there are tons of portrait ghosts that will give you keys to the next ghost. And in the first area, there's 3 you gotta get. You basically run up into this mansion and murder a family of 3, which is really unfortunate, but it only gets worse from there. Every ghost in this game has a trick, or all the portrait ghosts have a trick to make them show their heart, and when they show their heart, you can start to catch them. So the trick for Neville is to just face away until he yawns. Basically, he yawns and makes himself vulnerable, and that allows you to catch him. Whoever wins determines what the real Splazer sandwich would be. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, it just kind of looks like, just in raw movement, Splazer's doing a little bit better, even without the doubles. Basically in sync at this point, kind of insane. It definitely does show Hopeless that Splazer's suck-up game is just a little bit better. That could also be nerves, because I know Red Mountain's a pretty strong player. Exactly the same setup. This is so fun to watch. So we're going into the first boss of the game. This is Chauncey. He's actually the only ghost in the game that we cannot get in one suck up, which is kind of strange. I'm not sure exactly what the reason is for that, but if you look at a task suck up for Chauncey, you'll get him down to about 6, and then he just auto breaks off. It's really weird. So basically, there's going to be two cycles, and each player is going to try to ensure that Chauncey's life does not go below 50. Because if it goes below 50, he'll end up throwing a third set of rocking horses at you, and that'll cost you about 4 seconds. We also have pretty consistent setups to catch these balls. See, they do it a little bit differently. Red Mountain opts to walk to the left, but Splazer just starts already in that position. Yeah, it looks like, I can't tell, it looks like the clocks... No, the clocks are pretty spot on. Yeah, it looks like Red Mountain has a little bit of a lead. So they actually mean to get hit there by that second rocking horse, and the reason for that is that you actually use the invincibility frames from getting hit to ensure that you can catch that ball. As you start walking back, the ball will clip against Luigi's head, and if you don't get hit before that, it'll actually just hit you and make it so that you can't catch that ball. So. Yeah, I knew this race was going to be a really good one, so I'm glad I got to commentate it. After each area of the game, you go back to Egad's lab, and he basically takes the ghosts out of the vacuum and turns them back into portraits. For whatever reason, he claims that he already had these ghosts in portraits, but they were stolen. No clue where Epiphany is, but that's okay. I got this, dude. Don't you worry about it, Pablo. Don't you worry about it. Did they have the same money count, too? No, there's no way. So after... Egad is a liar? Dude, I don't know. It's up for debate. So after you beat Chauncey, he gives you the key to go to the next part of the mansion, and we're actually about to see them do a very complicated room after this bathroom. They're going to go into this bathroom, hit up 2 ghosts, steal a key, run all the way down to Ballroom, where it gets a little bit complicated. What's going to happen is that there's going to be 3 sets of Shy Guy doubles that are going to be spawning. You'll see them do a little trick called Scare Skip, where they're gonna pull out the Game Boy Horror, that thing Luigi's holding right now, in order to skip the animation of Luigi being scared by the ghost spawning. You do this just to get a little bit more speed. It saves you like a half a second, or probably a full second. And they're gonna precisely move through this room and try to get some doubles. It would not be surprising if you see one of them mess up here, but they also are pretty solid players, so hopefully we don't have to witness that today. A little bit faster on the masks there for red. Looks clean. Super clean doubles from both players. Wow, that was great. So this is going to be the first part where you might see a 10-second difference in their runs. These 2 ghosts will show their hearts at different times. You'll see that Red Mountain got early release, while Splazergames got early release skip. He actually just didn't get it. And not a great suck-up from Splazer either, but hopefully he'll be able to turn that around. That is another cool skip here too. Red Mountain's going to point the vacuum into the wall and run into it while sucking, which actually pulls off a poster that is behind that part of the wall. And that'll save you about 4 seconds. Good double setup by Red, too. ER skip is the best skip in the game. So you'll see now why all of Eged's portraits were stolen. It's actually because of this jerk, King Boo. And for whatever reason, you have to release all the boos into the mansion. And so now Red and Splazer are going to start going back through some of the rooms that they've already been to get some of those boos. You actually have to get 5 of them before you can enter the next room. Also, I don't even know how to get Leche in here. I can't really control that. True. Should have signed up. I mean, it's not really his fault, though. Epiphany just didn't show up, but that's okay. So we're about to see a pretty major tech skip. Saves you about 8 seconds if you can get it. If the boo is not in that table, you can pull off that tablecloth halfway and then suck off the tablecloth after you get the boo, which will register. The game will register that the last thing that you did was pull off the tablecloth, so it just skips the text of the boo. Honestly, super great RNG here from Red Mountain. It's definitely going to give him a good bit of a lead on Splazer. Just solely based off of RNG, Red Mountain's going to be almost 20 seconds ahead. You'll notice that both runners opt not to go back into Neville, Lydia, and Chauncey's rooms to try and get those boos, because there's actually a couple more portrait ghosts in that area that they're going to go back for later in the game. You also notice when they suck up the boos are staying in place. And if you've played this game when you were younger, or just casually at all, you'll notice that the boos will run away. So what they're actually doing is a strat called R pumping, and they'll hold L while they're also holding R, and every 10 HP they'll let go and repress down R, and that will cause the boo to cackle, which makes it so the boo won't move, and the boo will cackle 15 times before he leaves the room. So you'll see them utilizing the HP and making sure that they do it specifically at every 10 HP so that they can for sure get the boo. Red Mountain also plays really well in races, so it'd be really interesting to see if he could PB here, because he's on a really good time right now. It is just fire split, you're right, Pablo, but I believe that both runners are going to have a really good run, with or without good RNG, so... So they're going now into Mirror Room, which is the first room of the game where you actually can't see the ghosts. What am I talking about? RNG. Red is worse in races? I don't know. Every time I race Red, he's done really well, so... Clean double setups from Red. His RNG is only getting better too. You'll see them grab this medallion after they grab that boo, Red's about to do a skip here called Fire Skip or Fire Warp. Basically, that medallion will allow him to start getting fire to use in certain situations. But there's a long text that comes up after you grab the medallion. So by getting the boo, you can actually save the game and then quit out and come back in before that text hits. So you can save about 8 seconds, I believe. So this part of the game is called Butler Cycle. They're gonna set up the butler while trying to clear a room before they actually get him, but you have to light his candles and get him to sit down before he shows his heart. So you'll see them clear this washroom. Try to grab a hat and open the chest before going to the next room and scanning a mouse hole, all before the butler gets down to his seat. Red's actually moving the hat to put it in a place that's convenient for him to do this trick. He's gonna try to grab the hat on basically the last bit before the animation starts of the chest. And this will allow him to skip just a little bit. I think it saves you like a second or two. He didn't get it, so you'll see the chest animation stops him there. I feel like Red didn't need to... He didn't need to stun the butler there. He probably could have been just fine without it, but taking the safe route's not going to hurt him too bad. Ooh, RNG's finally catching up with him. They're actually not too far from each other at this point. Clean hidden room quad too. Yeah, I mean, if he was faster, he would have got it. But I just mean in general, like, if the boo was in a better place to start. Going through that mouse hole is actually the exclusive JP tech skip I was talking about. For some reason, in English, you cannot do that. I don't think that boo ball is going to mess him up, but you can actually move that boo ball too close to Luigi trying to leave that room, and it'll make it so that you just cannot walk through the door. So Red's starting now on basically the fan favorite ghost of the game. Just about everybody loves Melody. What she does is she'll play a song on her piano. She has two options. One of them is the water theme, that's what she's playing now. And the other one is the Super Mario Bros. 3 theme, I believe. And if she plays the water theme, it's slightly faster than Super Mario Bros. 3 just because of text box. There's like one less text box for that. And it's also just the better song, so. Yeah, so the boo was actually in that cabinet for Red, but it ended up moving right before he hit it. Hottest e-girl in the mansion? What are you talking about? Petunia's in the mansion, dude. Chill out. Red Mountain's now going to be going down to Kitchen, and you're going to see him skipping the first optional portrait ghost, which is Mr. Lugs. One of my favorite ghosts for sure. In the kitchen, he's going to use the last bit of fire he has to get one ghost before grabbing the water medallion, getting a boo, and then hopefully heading towards the area of the end of this area. So 1913 water for red. Looking like a hot low 3x for Splazer. He didn't set up text kit, did he? No, I didn't. You'll see red utilizing boo dragging for that boo, just to put him a little bit closer to the door, so he can get to the next area a little bit quicker. Actually, what are we talking about, dude? Spooky's my favorite e-girl. Splazer also having to drag the boo from afar. Perfect. Spooky Dog, second best ghost in the game. Debatable. Red actually moved in a way trying to make it so that the ghost would line up for him, but he actually ended up in the line of sight of the other ghost, and it made it so he wouldn't move towards him. Now going on to the second area boss of the game, Bogmire. Bogmire is not that hard, but some people just can't do it. They really struggle because the ghost requires you to hit pretty precise angles to make sure he doesn't gain control and break off. But both these runners are pretty seasoned, so they should have a pretty clean Bogmire. You also notice that Bogmire does spawn in the same spot every time, but it can be manipulated if you hold buttons during the cutscene, which we don't utilize because his spawn is pretty good, naturally. Clean Bogmire from red, see how Splazer does. Not bad. Bogmire did get control towards the end, but he was able to clutch it out. I even race this game, it's terrifying. We actually just close our eyes. Everything's muscle memory. Sometimes I just watch anime instead of run. Using my hands for Luigi's Mansion and my eyes for anime. My blindfolded area 1 was tough. It was real rough. I got to Chauncey and died. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this is a blindfolded tournament. No, that's cap though. As God intended, yeah. Everybody knows our eyes are only made for anime. Heading back into the mansion, Red's gonna head to the courtyard, where he's actually gonna hop in a well for a few minutes. Continue on, catch some more ghosts, and he's gonna go back and get some booze after that. So, Area 3 is probably my least favorite area, personally. There's just a lot of booze you have to get, and it's not fun because there's a lot of things that can ruin a run in Area 3. DK Bongo's run would actually be super fun. We should make it that instead of actually... So, there's this rule in the LM community, right? Where if you get below a 105 time, you can no longer emulate the game. You have to play with the disc, right? That's fine. I think we should change it, though. Once you get sub 105, you either must switch to Dance Pad or DK Bongos. But you can still play an emulator. That's the most fair thing I've ever heard. I don't think any runner would disagree with me. Okay, no les dos. So Red's gonna grab the second Mario item in the game now. After that, he's gonna head to Biff, and I really hope he punches him. Biff is gonna be the second optional ghost in the game. You actually don't have to catch him, unless you're doing 100%. Please punch him. Wow, opting not to punch the big man. No Biff abusers. If you heard that little doo-doo-doo, that was Red spraying water through the floor to put the fire out that's actually on that door. And being able to do that through the floor will definitely save you a considerable amount of time, because you actually can't open the door as soon as you get to it and turn out the fire. It takes a moment for the fire to go out. And that's why they did that in Kitchen before they got the boo, because all the smoke has to get off the door. Wait, how is Red Mountain winning? Early release and ER. Sorry, early release and tech skip, my bad. See if you get this tech skip, it should be free. Nice. Not sleeping on Red. Red could be winning, but the time difference is definitely just ER and tech skip right now. Really surprised Splazer was able to get that that tech skip there. Best ghost in the game just caught by Red. See how Splazer does on her. You actually can't sleep on Petunia. Her pull is actually kind of strong, and I have dropped Petunia too many times, and I'm not happy to admit it. Not the best Nana suck-up in the world, but he was able to stay close to the table. Ooh, not great reading by Red here. The boo definitely did move to the worst spot. You'll notice the boo might look a little funny or sound funny when they're pumping right now, because the ice actually causes them to stay still, and it can cause their sound to mess up a little bit. They basically just sound like he's cackling eternally. No swag balls is slow balls. This is true. Chat's actually referring to a trick where you can shoot the boo ball in the tea room where they got the ice medallion straight north, and for whatever reason that manipulates the game to make it so that you can insta shoot the balls after you knock on Nana's little basket. It's really weird. Blazer got hit, but he managed to still get the double, so that's nice. Red's actually going to set up a triple here, or not. Okay, opts to not do the triple. I don't blame him, honestly. He's ahead, and that triple is kind of easy to mess up. Ooh. And that's why Red opted out of that triple. That, or you can actually just miss the big guy. 360 no-scope moonshot? I really hope so. For whatever reason in this game, to get your third Mario item, you have to blow up the moon. The game doesn't really tell you that, which I think is makes it safe to assume that Luigi sees the moon, and his thoughts are, let me blow this bad boy up. No, dude! Red missed the moon! It's because he didn't 360. They both miss. Dude, they both missed. Wow. How unfortunate. Imagine missing Moonshot. I've definitely did that in my race. No star draggers. Red Mountain tried to drag the star, but it was not optimal for sure. So now that Red's got the star, he's gonna go back and get the one other portrait ghost that was in the first hallway and 2 more Mario items before bringing those all to Madame Clairvoyant. So this is the second and last room where you actually cannot see the ghosts. You kind of have to rely on the other elements in the room, which is light, and you just can see their shadow. But thankfully all the ghosts in the game basically spawn in the same place other than the boos. So you don't have to worry about that too much. So Red's going to set up a double here, and then hopefully a super clean triple. The triple can be easy to miss on grabber ghosts because, I could be wrong about this, this is what I was told recently, is that their heart is actually bouncing up and down inside of their body, and it's the only ghost that does that. So it can be easy to miss it with the flashlight. Blazer's actually catching up a good bit here. Clean setup for Red to grab the glove. Basically what Red just did there is he did an animation skip where he grabs the glove in between the time of getting the boo and the text showing up. And when you do that, it actually allows you to skip the text that Splazer just got, and it'll come up when you re-enter the mansion, which is super cool. You'll see that both runners actually, even though they're trying to get the boo out of the table right there, they kind of smoothly walk past it so that they can make sure they can grab fire and get the boo to charge them, so they can just set it up a little bit better. Because you'll need fire for a few rooms. It's actually just good to have it to use what's called a flashlight cancel. Anytime you enter the dark, you can hit the L button to use the fire. And that'll stop the animation where Luigi just stands there and pulls out his vacuum. Was he not top? Oh, okay, I thought Red already saw the ghost, but I was wrong. Basically, they use the fire on these boxes. If the box shakes, you know the ghost is in there. These ghosts can be a little tricky. Their names are Henry and Orville, named after the Wright brothers. Sorry, the Wright, Orville Wright and Henry Ford. Ooh, Red definitely did not want to grab that item right there. He most likely was going to try to get the boo and then walk into the item, but it's okay that he grabbed it. He still was able to get the boo. And he also had the setup for the tech skip. He should have went for it. Not really sure why Splazer was pulling the boo back like that, but whatever works for him. Yeah, imagine not going for Twins tech skip. Some entry-level play right there for sure. Cool tech skip setup right here. You pull off that bed sheet, and then after they get this boo, they'll grab that cloth to skip the text, and then hopefully be able to scan the mirror pretty quickly. Super clean. That mushroom wants nothing more than to end Splazergames' career. Holy crap, dude. That was so close. What a dodge. The patience on this man. Not gonna lie, every time Pablo puts something in chat, I read it in Pablo's voice. I actually do that with everybody. Does he just constantly pull back and it works for the quickest ghost suck? No, so that's actually a good question, Master. So basically what he's doing is both players are hitting back on the analog stick every 10 HP. And specifically it's 10 HP in Hidden Mansion, which they are playing on, and you'll unlock that after you beat the game. In Normal Mansion, you pull back every 5 HP. And the reason for that is that the vacuum is basically 2 times stronger in Hidden Mansion. Instead of pulling an HP every frame, like in Hidden Mansion, it's every other frame in Normal Mansion. And if I'm wrong about that, someone can correct me in the chat. So after you get all those Mario items, you bring them to Madame Clairvoyant, which this is the part of the game where you will mash for about 1.5 minutes. All you do is just show her all these items, and she's like, cool, I'm gonna tell you the future about what's going on. And then after you show her all the items, she realizes she has nothing left to be here for and lets you capture her. Clairvoyant is the best e-girl. You know, she's only like 72. I mean, I guess if you're gonna be an e-girl, it's e-girl for life, right? So now they're gonna go back up all the way up to the top floor. Before they do that, they're gonna make sure to grab ice, because you are going to need it for the next room. The next room has a couple ghosts that have ice on their covering their heart, and you'll have to get rid of that elemental barrier. $72 in ghost years is like 20 in human years. My bad, dude. I'm not a, I don't study ghosts. I just play the game, you know? You'll see Red setting up a double here, if he can do it. Clean. Interesting little fact about the game is that the garbage ghosts are the only ghosts that you can actually push around with Luigi's body. Any other ghost, you're just gonna get smacked up by him. I think to do that at a little bit high of a number. What a weird way to do this room. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So you'll see that some players will opt to switch to sidestep for the next part of the game. And for whatever reason, Red Mountain does that in the middle of the room. I don't get it, but it's one of those things you kind of just do whenever you want to do it. And that's when he does it. Most people will do it as they walk into the hallway. And the reason people do that is for blackout. After this area, the power is going to go out in the mansion, and it makes it a little bit easier to not get scared as you're maneuvering your way through. Now we're heading into the Area 3 boss, Boolossus, after a little satanic boo ritual that they'll do around Luigi before they sacrifice him. If you played this game as a kid, you'll definitely think, dang, this boss was really hard to do. But thankfully, we do have a strategy that makes this boss real easy if you're consistent. Basically, Red's gonna walk back across the map or the balcony with the vacuum at a good angle, That's gonna make it that all the boos kind of line up in a good spot for him, and he'll get a super clean boo losses. That was actually bonkers. Not as great of a shot from Splazergames. That could hurt him. Looks like he'll still get the 1 cycle though. Okay, it works out for him. If Splazer was not able to get that 1 cycle, it definitely would have made a rift in their times for sure. Who knows though? Splazer could bust out the King Boo 1 cycle and just win that way. Yeah, Splazer's cleanup was super good. Blue speedruns does it again. But there's only one more area left in the game. This last area is probably going to take them about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit less. I've never realized in all my years until now that the music that plays in Egad's lab as you're showing him the ghost is like super sick club music. You'll see both runners grab fire before they go back up to the roof to start blackout, and that's because they can use the fire to stop from getting scared on the rooftop. And they also will need it for the next time they go to the roof, which is interesting that I didn't realize we grabbed it this far back just for that. Yeah, red has a high 57. I believe it's like a 57-55, if I remember correctly. He has a 57-56, while Splazergames has a 57-44. Okay, yeah, their times are super close, so it's a good race for sure. What's up, Speely? Welcome to the race, dude. Red is technically on 56 pace. Honestly, I don't really have great timestamps in my head for this game after Area 2. There's like a couple things in Area 3 I have timestamps for, like mental timestamps, but everything after that I just do it. Does Blazer switch to sidestep? I don't think he did. He did. We got some sidestep switchers. Some players actually don't switch to sidestep there because it's not necessary. It's just easier to maneuver through the mansion if you do. Clean Pythag skip by red. Super clean Grimly too. Grimly is actually all RNG as to when he shows his heart. So you could be sitting there for like 3 seconds, or you could be sitting there for like 40 seconds if it's really, really bad. But thankfully both players getting clean Grimly RNG. Pythagoras would be proud. For anyone curious as to what Pythag skip is, basically when you walk back into the first room of the game parlor after blackout, the ghosts, there's 3 ghosts that will spawn in basically like a triangle. And you can maneuver Luigi and use the Game Boy Horror to scare skip the first one and stop them basically from being able to scare you. So the ghosts that spawn in that triangle. Are we gonna see Breaker Boo? Because that could help Splazergames get a little bit of a no Breaker Boo. Okay, I bet Splazergames goes for it. Breaker Boo is a boo that some runners don't go for, because you only need 40 to fight the final boss, and if you don't do Breaker Boo correctly, you will lose him, and it's very hard to do correctly, takes a lot of practice, and Splazer is going to go for it, so let's see how he does. He cannot find him, though. He's really struggling in that aspect. I don't think he's double cackling, so this should be good. Clean pumps. Nice. Clean breaker boo by Splazergames, dude. So while it may look like Splazergames is behind right now, he's probably about even / ahead at this point. So after 15 cackles, a boo will leave the room, right? And breaker boo has 200 HP. So if you do some quick maths, you'll know that he has basically 150 HP he is guaranteed to get with no double cackles on that boo. So you have to drag the boo back every 10 HP while pumping. And while doing that, you also have to adjust the height of the boo and making sure you are pumping at every 10 HP. So it is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Am I trolling, or did Splazer not grab that key? He definitely grabbed that key. He had to have. Right? Okay, I think he did. I'm gonna stop trolling. So Red Mountain now heading into Soldiers, which I'm not sure he'll go for Soldier Double. I don't even know if Red does that ever, so maybe he will. Most runners opt to just get these ghosts all individually because it's the safe way to do it, but if you can do the Soldier Double, you can save some considerable time. And it looks like he's doing the setup for it. Nice. A little bit unorthodox way of setting it up, I think, but it worked out for him, it seems. Splazergames will definitely do the same. And this is actually why they grabbed fire earlier. While you can grab fire on the rooftop when you just come up here, it's better not to, because if you just move it to the ground, it's not going to hit you. But if you end up actually grabbing the fire, another fire ghost will spawn, which will make it really easy to get hit by the fire ghost in the air, and you can really lose some time there. Splays are not able to really get the double off, but they were in pretty good position for a fast 3, or fast singles. Oh, yeah. Now Red's actually going into my personal favorite room in the game, Armory. The room is terrible. It's extremely laggy. There's so much going on. And it can be really hard to pump well on the boo because of the lag. But other than that, the room's cool, and you can do some cool strats if you feel like it. Looks like Red's just gonna go for the triple strat. There is a way to get, like, I think it's a 6-piece in this room. You can get basically 6 of the ghosts, and it's insane, but it's very hard to do. Clean setup, and he connects. Nice. I've actually never seen anyone open that chest like that. I need to get on that. I didn't realize you could open it from that angle. Looks like the room's not lagging too much for Red right now. He needs really clean pumps here if he's not going to lose that. Boo! Unfortunate, dude. I don't know why he ran around it that way. It could just be that he feels safer with the boo from that angle, but luckily he was able to get the boo to go back in that room. If the boo goes into the telephone room to the right, he'll actually lose a good bit of time because you cannot suck up the boo while the lights are off. You can maybe get like 1 HP, but it does not work very well. It's not even worth trying. Yeah, this run is definitely about even with Splazer having done Breaker Boo. Mario. Basically, all of Area 4 is just going up and down the stairs. I think you go up and down the stairs like 3 or 4 times in Area 4. You'll see that Red Mountain's actually not even going to clear this room. The only reason he's here is just to get the key in this room. Once you get this key, you can peace out and go down to the next room. The only downside of not clearing it is that if you drop the boo in the room below this and it goes up here, you won't be able to get the boo. You'll have to go back up to Pipe Room, get the boo to go back down, and then you can get it once it returns to its original room. So it's a pretty big time loss if you drop the boo after this. But these runners shouldn't be doing that at their level. Another really cool ghost in the mansion, Weston. Basically, he's frozen in ice, so you have to free him, and once you free him, you can catch him. There is a way to manipulate Weston to keep him inside of the campfire. It doesn't work all the time, but you'll see that Red actually held left on the vacuum before starting to pull back. You'll see that vacuum stream move to the left with Splazer doing it now too. And he's just trying to set it up so that Sir Weston will not leave his little campfire. See if he can do it. Clean manip, it looks like. Nice. Super clean. Splazer will be getting his last boo of the game now, because he does only need 40 to go fight the final boss. That's not good. That's really not good. Don't go north, dude. Hopefully that boo does not go up. If he does, it's really bad. Okay. So now Red Mountain's headed up to the last portrait ghost of the game, Mr. Van Gore. Yeah, so if they don't get their triples, that could definitely decide who's going to win this race. Also, I mean, King Boo, if they go for insta shots or not, there's also, you know, possibly one cycle, but I doubt we'll see a one cycle in this race. What's up, Gamion? Yes, Blazer did get Breaker Boo today. Basically, Van Gore is the reason that all of these non-portrait ghosts are in the mansion. Van Gore has basically just been creating them to make Luigi's life harder than it needs to be. Yeah, Calic, it is about even, but Splazer is actually ahead because he did already grab Breaker Boo instead of Van Gore Boo. The easier strat is actually to go for Van Gore Boo, because even though he's a 300 HP Boo, he will always return to Van Gore's room, while that is not the same with Breaker Boo. So even once he leaves, he'll come back to this room immediately, and you can get the other 150 HP you need. Pretty clean so far from Red. And Splazer. The grabber triple here is definitely the hardest. Let's see if Splazer can get it. He might opt for a little bit of a slower strat. Nope, just goes straight in. And basically, after you catch all those triples, Van Gore just lets you catch him. Yeah, this actually might still... Red might still be ahead here. We're staying on Red's audio because it looks like he's ahead without break review, but he might still actually... This is really close. This race is kind of insane. Okay, Red pumping a little fast, and the Boo is also tackling a bunch. That is going to make it a little bit better for Splazergames. He really struggled with that Boo there, because that second cycle was a little frantic. But we're definitely going to go ahead and switch over to the Splazergames audio, dude. Let's go. Splazer is headed into the final boss now. We might actually see a one-cycle attempt from Red Mountain. I have seen Red Mountain do some one-cycles before, so that'd be really neat to see. I'm also going to ask the runners to not spoil it in the chat who wins. Just wait till the end of the race to say something. So interestingly enough on King Boo, we weren't able to one-cycle King Boo up until last December. I want to say it was early December when it was discovered. Actually by Red Mountain, who is racing right now. Red Mountain was... Here's some lore for you. Red Mountain was told that if he could beat King Boo while using his feet to play, he would receive earlobe picks from another LM runner, and while trying to beat King Boo with his feet, he accidentally shot Bowser's floating head out of the sky. And not only did he pave the way for us to discover and actually use King Boo one cycle, he got earlobe photos. So congrats to Red on both of those. No matter what happens, he's a winner in my heart. The Splazer's definitely not going for one cycle. Let's see if Red sets it up. It doesn't look like Red Mountain is either. So assuming Splazer doesn't mess up, it should be a win for Splazergames. Perfect 250 from Red Mountain. And that's going to be it, folks. Splazergames is your 57-59 tournament match winner. What a great race from both players. GG. See if Red can finish it out. Nice. Gets the 2-cycle. Dude, that race was awesome. That was a really, really good race. Yo, what's up, Splee?
Yo, dude, I'm like freaking out right now, man. Oh my god.
You're tweaking, man. You're tweaking.
Holy, oh my god, dude.
GG, guys. That was
GG,
awesome.
Red. What a race, man. What a race.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was literally like, dude, oh my god.
Congrats, dude.
Like,
Congrats
what I'm gonna say, I know that I would have won if I got one cycle. There's no chance at all that I was going to get a one cycle in that run. I just didn't want to risk anything. My only hope at all, like in any way, shape, or form for winning that race is if Splazer just happened to choke the 2-cycle.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And like, there was just no chance. Like, I'm just really, really upset at the fact that I was that far ahead the entire run, and then it got stripped away from Van Gorbu. Like,
Hey, man. I mean, I did get Breaker Boot too. That did kind of help, you know?
yeah, but you would have won either way.
I don't know, maybe.
I mean, either way.
Red,
both of you
Red,
played
fantastic
really
race,
well,
man.
so-
Fantastic race.
Good race.
That was unbelievable. I'm literally like shaking right now because I thought I was gonna lose that and like. You played
So what-
awesome, man. You played
was-
awesome, man.
Was Breaker Boo guaranteed to charge you from that position, or did you just pray?
So, yeah, the Breaker Boo, if it's in top barrel like that, yeah, he's always gonna charge if you're in that position.
I knew I was really far ahead going into Armory. Like, even though I didn't get the one cycle, the Armory RNG in general was just absolute god awful. Like, I checked the barrel or the chest in top right first through the armor statue, and
Yeah,
then
actually-
he wasn't in there, and then I had to go to the left side to get the other one, and then I just happened. It dropped 4 of my R inputs in that Armory boo. Just 4 of them. That's just ridiculous.
That's interesting.
You
I
lost.
was
You
actually-
lost Armory
It's
Boo.
just such a stupid. It's just such
Yeah.
a stupid mistake.
The game didn't
like,
look like it was lagging a lot for you, and I mentioned that, but it just didn't work out.
I kept trying to arc pump, and it just wasn't working. It was so dumb.
Yeah.
Were you at? Wait, so you lost?
Like the moment he left, I just gave up on the race. Honestly, that just made me so upset.
Yeah, he actually ended up dropping Armory, but it kind of evened out because
I'm
I mean
so
you
sorry,
dropped
Red.
Weston, and that was a scary Weston.
Yeah, dude. I thought he was gonna go into pipe room. I really did.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the stream. I was like, well, this could be the deciding factor.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Red. Honestly, man, you played fantastic. That was a great run, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of you played out of your minds. I was very, very surprised, and I was very fortunate I got to commentate this race. It was a lot of fun.
For sure, man. I'm happy that you got to commentate it, man. I can only imagine what the commentary was like.
Just talking about literally almost everything that was happening because there was no one else to say anything.
I gotcha. I guess Epiphany never showed up.
Were you not watching the race at the same time, or are you just like full focus, weren't looking at anything else?
Well, I took a slight peek and I saw because I was like at Area 3 and I saw Red was like really ahead and I was like, dang it, dude. Like, I had to play really, really good. That's why I went for Twins double. Like, because I was like, I felt like it was my only hope, but I don't know. And then,
I mean, at
Sorry?
least you're starting to go for those strats now, because I didn't even know you were doing that.
oh yeah, I kind of do that for every Area 4. Twins double, I just go for it if I like have to, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Red, that was awesome, man. You should be proud. That was a good race.
Yeah, because Red, your PB is like 20 seconds better than that, so that's a really good run to have, especially at this level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
It was, dude. Alright, well, if either of you guys have anything else to say, I think we're good to just send everyone away.
Just thanks for commentating, Bliss, and I'm glad to get on this race. It was a fun time.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the pleasure of this great race. That was so much fun to watch. You guys were actually in sync at parts, so it
Wow.
It was almost impossible to take my eyes away from it, you know. But we'll go ahead and end off here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please follow the runners, and if you'd like to, follow me on Twitch as well. I do stream the game slightly slower than both of these dudes. But thanks for being here, and peace.
Peace.